So usually I have my videos somewhat planned out. In this case, it's all gonna hinge on a coin flip. We're gonna pull for Chasca until we get a 5-star, and if we lose that 50-50, she's staying at C0. Because when it comes to her, I cannot make up my mind. C2 I'm not even really considering, which might seem a little contradictory to my early impression recommendations, which was C0 or C2. So we're gonna start with that, and regardless of what happens, I do wanna explain why I would stop at C1 instead of going to C2. Without further ado, let's get started with the first tin pull here. Early. No early. I finally did manage to make a tin button, by the way. Pretty much puts me on the same level as the people who cure diseases. Hey, wait, we got an Ororon C3. That'll be one difference from raising mode, especially if we don't get C1. You know, Ororon is a very good C0 Chasca support, and we'll talk about why a little bit later. But yeah, there was the first tin pull anyway. Let's move on to the second. Get that tin button ready. There we go. Barbara, is she even on the banner? She is, but why? Oh my god, I just realized this is a very late god mode. We have 4 days until the banner expires. Third tin pull, I mean, we do still need some Ororon, so like C4 would be pretty decent. Get some energy in there, but that was nothing, so let's go ahead and move on to our 4th tin pull here. Button ready, could be early, it's not. Oh, but that's cool, we got all the 4 stars, including Ororon. Honestly, I'll take that. And you know, if we don't get Chasca, it's okay. Like, we would have lost the 50-50 on the next banner anyway, I guess. That's probably how it works. Already at 50 though, so it should be coming up here soon. Maybe an Ororon? Double, holy EC6, what the hell? I honestly wasn't planning on ever doing a god mode for him, but we could do like a double god mode Ororon Chasca, sure, why not? Maybe it's this one, it's not. Gotta go to 60, and I'm assuming 70 as well, but we'll see. I don't need any more Ororon, so whatever, it's cool. But 70th pull should be this one actually. Jesus Christ, it's not being nice. Got a Sucrose. Let's just do the last tin pull here. May as well rip off the band-aid. If we get double Chasca, I guess that would be even cooler, but yeah, there's the 5-star, it was basically guaranteed. All right, 71, let's see if the 1 counter works. Oh my god, look at that. It's 72, 73, 74. It's always at 76. And I always lose 50-50 when it's at 76. 75. I mean, it has been a while since I've done a C0 god mode, you know, I guess that'd be pretty hype. 76. Well, it's literally after 76. 77, 70. Okay, no double 5-star? I mean, I guess if it's literally 0 pity back to back, it could be. Boom. Wow. 79 pity Chi-Chi. That is something for sure. Okay. Well, we're at 1 pity. We have 1 more tin pull in us. Why not? Building pity like a real Chad. Okay, well, that does kind of suck, but I'm gonna stick to my guns. I do want to explain really quick why C2 wasn't even in the discussion. C2 is basically just damage and a bit of AoE, and I really feel like she's strong enough. I had quite a bit of trouble actually understanding the second part of C2 here, because 1, I can't test it, 2, the wording is very misleading, and 3, different sources were saying different things, probably because of point 1 and 2. Because it says here, they, referencing the converted bullets, will deal AoE damage, blah, 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 400% of her attack. What it should say, and how I'm pretty sure it works at least, is there'll be an extra instance of this 400% attack, because down here it does say it can only be triggered once per multi-target fire, so once per charge attack. So it's basically just one separate 400% instance of damage that also has AoE on it. Not that every single converted bullet has an additional 400% AoE attack multiplier on it, because that would be just insane. I really hope it's not worded like this to be confusing on purpose, but I digress. Regardless, for me at least, C1 is just more interesting. Not only do we get an extra bullet and also at least a little bit of team flexibility, but the thing she is an absolute god at, her exploration does get at least a little better. Outside of Natlan, she's already a bit better than Wanderer, but at C1, she'll be definitely better than Wanderer. Anyway, I mean, something, I guess, decent came out of it. We did get C6 Ororon, and since our Chasca will remain C0, that's not bad. It's also not that you can't go double element with Chasca. We tried that in raising mode, and it was pretty decent. I just think going with a non-main element like Xilonen might be off the table. It's something we could try anyway, just for fun, but then we're literally only converting 2.66 bullets instead of 4. And for her main source of damage, that's a pretty big drop off. Even though we didn't go up in Constellations versus raising mode, there are still some things we can look at and test, especially because we got C6 Ororon. He can be a part of that. Ooh, should we raise this one? Can we get some EM in there? Flat attack? I mean, it's not the worst thing it could have been. Just please don't go all into flat attack. Why does it always do this? Attack percent. I would still prefer the crit stats, to be totally honest. Nah, dude, forget it. My god. Crit damage. No. Crit damage. Crit rate. Crit rate. Attacker EM. Attacker EM. Okay, I give up. Maybe I should try not going 5-piece, idiot. Yeah, all right, that's not looking bad. We have 2100 attack, 98 crit with Codex. Here's a quick look at our artifact stats. Again, mainly just a bunch of crit damage on Plume. Off-piece Sands, it's not great, but we just needed a lot of crit rate. Attack Goblet has decent crit value. Attack is the most universal choice. A Pyro or even Hydro Goblet in some situations could technically be a little better, but since the bullet conversions are random, it's kind of hard to specifically go for one reaction. So I'm just gonna leave her in attack. We have a lot of damage bonus from Farina anyway. And finally, crit damage Circlet basically just has a bit of crit rate there, a little bit of EM. She probably should be built with more EM than 119. But again, we're gonna get 175 from Ororon. I'm gonna give Farina the key actually, so we get a bit more here. Sadly, her books aren't open, or I'd probably raise it. Oh wait, craftable amount 16, we can raise it to at least 9. We would just have to farm more of those fangs. Eula bonus, 2 on 12, very good. Maybe we don't need to farm them, we'll see. Oh, Sucrose, please give us 1 bonus. I don't wanna go fight. Give me, all right, we got the blue. So a little bit of a God mode upgrade there. I don't think it'll make that big of a difference. Another upgrade, of course, is giving her her signature weapon. Nice base stats, attack, charge attack, damage increase. I would say this is the main team I would use my C0 Chasca in. I did briefly show it on the Ororon video, because yeah, the main reason I raised him was for Chasca. Would feel a little silly not to show them together, at least for a bit. If you didn't see that video though, it's mainly because he can hold on to Elegy and Cinder City and proc them both quite nicely. In my R4 Elegy's case, 175 EM plus 35% attack. In total, since we could get him to C6, we're looking at 65% attack, 175 EM, and 40% elemental damage bonus for hopefully all the elements. Getting all 3 is a little tricky with him. We might have to mess around with team placement. We'll try and check stats here and there to make sure we're not doing anything super wrong. We're going to stop at C3. Comparing before and after of Constellations is something I just like to do. C4 says his burst rotates 25% faster, so we can have like a little side by side. Also, what does rotating faster actually do? Which I understand sounds like a stupid question at first, but because of internal cooldown, does it mean he can apply more electro potentially, or just like the actual hitboxes have a higher chance of hitting more enemies? I don't know. We have a nice group of 3 here, and I'm hoping he won't kill them. Otherwise, we have to find a different group of 3. So we're just going to look at it, try and get like a probably up and down side by side there, and you can see like the numbers popping up. So we're gonna go ahead and get him C4 and just I guess see how that changes really. Can you go back to where you were before? Why are you moving around? Almost. No, you don't see me. Just chill. Go back to the 2 little dudes. No, where are you going? Cool, now she's wet. Completely ruins my test. What are you walking over here for? Think I'm scared of you? Literally doing it on purpose. Arms crossed now, like, nope, no testing for you. No siree. What if I leave? I'm over here now. Just going more into the water? Like, go. Maybe? Maybe? Okay. That's how it was before. It's not even hitting all of them. Oh my god. I mean, it kind of is. It's obviously not doing any more damage. Let's have a side by side. There were at least a few seconds with the burst hitting all 3 of them. Can't really comment on it right now because I can't see it. I imagine it do be spinning 25% faster. According to the wiki, his burst does have a non-standard 3-second internal cooldown. If it had the standard 2.5 second or 3 hit internal cooldown, then yeah, maybe rotating faster would get those 3 hits a little faster, but no, it doesn't, so it doesn't matter. One thing I want to at least look at though is if after doing burst and this hypersense triggers, that's worth 200% of the original damage, if that would like assume he's in Nightsoul mode, giving us the full Cinder City buff. Should be pretty easy to test. Let's just go ahead and grab it. So we're gonna purposely not trigger, oh, wait a minute. Doing a Nightsoul burst like that triggers Chasca's passive to attack, which is Nightsoul aligned damage. That's pretty sick. So Ororon should be in Nightsoul mode, you know, from the start of the battle, from the first elemental attack that hits the enemy, which basically just means we need to make sure we're just triggering electrocharged and overloaded to get, you know, all bonuses for Cinder City. Because yeah, I'm actually trying to see something completely different now and Chasca is not letting me see that. So I'm gonna have to remove her for now. So we're gonna purposely not do electrocharge. So he probably won't be in, you know, the mode, but we're gonna do his burst. And that was that thing right there. So yeah, as you can see, we only have 12% pyro bonus. Even though it is a hypersense, it doesn't count as if he's in Nightsoul mode, which to be fair was to be expected. Even so, accidentally making the connection with Chasca's passive and Ororon was cool. So we learned something out of it. So that's most of what I wanted to talk about with Ororon. We do of course have to rebuild him because we still have him in triple EM from the Hyperbloom stuff. I will leave him in energy recharge sands for now, just because again, it's more important for me that he has his burst every rotation than doing a little more personal damage. Before we head to some harder stuff, I do want to do a couple Dorado runs just to look at stats and everything while we're in battle. Just gonna basically do everyone's E and burst essentially. Go ahead and go up with her and start doing a blast or 2 and 2. There we go. 2 blast 4,400 attack. So yeah, I used this exact same team in the Ororon video, and I'm quite sure we do have more attack. It is possible Chasca is built slightly differently. It also took exactly 2 shots, but she was already in her signature weapon. So, I mean, that was still really impressive. That was still quite nice. I think the 30% from a C6 really isn't doing that much because we're already getting attack buffs everywhere. 30% attack is an extra like 300 and change on 955 attack, 300 on top of 4,100. Sure, it makes a small difference, I guess. Apparently we did not trigger overloaded with Ororon, which makes sense. We don't have a ton of pyro and Farina's minions are already out. I mean, we could just try starting with them with just their E's like that. There was definitely an overloaded and then start the rotation. Like that is an option, I guess. We'll see. Try some more attacks here. Damn, almost got one-shotted that time. Okay, what am I missing? He definitely triggered overloaded. We're gonna have to go on a little bit of a side quest here to actually understand Cinder City. Okay, that was definitely overloaded from his lightning bolt, which means we should have a pyro and electro bonus. Okay, we do. Now, if he were to trigger electro charge, we would get the hydro bonus. So we are going to throw minions stuff out there and do that, and there was definitely an electro charged. And yeah, now we have it. So I do understand the set, I guess. I just don't see why it doesn't work sometimes. Oh well, in this team in particular, because Chasca uses all the element bullets, maybe it's not as important to try and get all 3 bonuses all the time. Of course, that would be ideal, but this same passive we were talking about as a blessing, it can also be a bit of a curse because it's a random element, which causes a reaction and adds or takes away some other element. So it just gets kind of crazy. Okay, for real now, there is one final thing I want to talk about, which is a special mechanic within Chasca I actually just learned about from Ditsik, my theory crafter friend. It'd probably be easier just to show you first of all. So you press E and hold left click right, and she starts charging the bullets. Typically we can get, you know, 4 fully charged shots off, you can see here, and then she is done. She does like 1 little quick fire and then falls down. Props to the consecrated beast, by the way, for just chilling there and taking it while I talk. The interesting thing is, apparently the visuals for the bullets are slightly misleading, and you could actually release the click early, still get all 6 shots off, and start the next one earlier. To show you what I mean, here we are in my editing program. You can see Chasca's bullet count is currently at 5, but this is literally 1 frame before she fires. And how many shots actually hit enemies? Well, let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. After a few minutes of practicing this timing, I could get 4 extra bullets on that 5th attack. I went through this clip frame by frame, making sure 6 numbers pop up. I know it looks like 5 are sometimes, especially in the second charge shot here because 4 numbers are on top of each other. One of the main reasons I picked an AoE play is because it's just a little easier to see. And here's the 4th and final full charge shot. Again, 6 numbers you can see there. Sadly, on the final charge shot, even though we actually loaded in the animation of the 4th bullet, it was actually 4 shots and not 5. I'm not sure a full 6 bullet 5th charge attack actually works. If it does, you'd probably need to be a human robot though. Regardless though, this is less about the 5th charge attack and more about firing faster. Here's a side-by-side of what happens when you just hold left click versus when you practice the timing a bit. I'll pause the side-by-side as soon as the optimized Chasca fires her 4th charge attack. And yeah, you can see the non-optimized Chasca is lagging a bit behind. Personally, I kinda liked just holding left click and not thinking about anything, but since I was burdened with this information, now you are as well. Now that I think about it, I should have left that information at the end. I'm gonna be judged for not doing it properly now. But yeah, to be serious, stuff like this does take time. And in Chasca's case, it's especially difficult to know when you've released too early. In the heat of battle, are you really gonna be able to pick out that only 5 numbers popped up, or actually more than that because there are also reactions to take care of when you have other elements. Anyway, we already went through floor 12 with a very similar team for raising mode. I mean, sure, we'll do so again. She does have some differences. 1 extra talent level, signature weapon, knowledge about Quickfire, C6, Elegy City, Ororon, etc. All right, let's just give this a try here. Do our best. We'll start with her burst, sure, while we have it. Okay. I am trying to release a little bit earlier. Ooh, that was good. Definitely only 2 shots that time. Oh, wow, wait. Okay, I think I think that was not even 4 whole charge shots. I think the opposite of what I'm supposed to be doing well is happening probably. But I mean, that was pretty good. I know we could have done it faster. Like that consecrated beast got absolutely melted. That was crazy. We're taking a very strange gomming plunging team on the other side, not that it really matters. Kind of forgot we definitely need Benny Boy to infuse his normal plunges. Like I said, I'll just struggle through that floor in silence. All right, we got this green bro here. Let's see what we can do against him. I mean, pretty good so far. Like, it is totally possible We are only getting 5 shots sometimes. It's one of those things that, like I said, are very hard to tell for sure. So I don't think it's the end of the world if you just completely forget everything I just said, honestly. But if you're really interested in like maxing Chasca's potential, then it's something to be aware of at least. Anyway, final chamber here. Unfortunately, Furina doesn't have burst, so we're going to come back to her in a second. I know it's kind of bad. Yeah, Ororon does help a little bit with that actually, so pretty neat. Benny Boy is not feeling so healthy right now. All right, here we go. Can do all that stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, he's almost dead. Well, that burst will probably do it. Yep. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty good. Like I said earlier, I do just want to try Xilonen. I think the only one we can realistically take out is Ororon. Though if we took Benny out, the Gobbing team would be a little better. Honestly, I think we're just going to try on this first Consecrated Beast because I already have a good idea about how fast we can kill it with the, previous team. I will try starting with her burst like we did last time, just to keep things as fair as possible. So there we go. So there's the burst. Let's hop up. Where is he? Try and animation cancel a little bit. Okay, I mean, we still did kill him in 2 shots, but look at the bullet conversions. We're mostly getting like 2. It's pretty sad. I mean, yeah, he's still dead in 2 shots. I know that's not a super scientific metric, just 2 shots. But sure, let's see if we notice anything on Dorito. I actually never do her burst when it comes to this guy, so I'm going to also not do that here. Just gonna hop up and try and kill him in 2 shots, I suppose. I don't think that's gonna work. Nope, definitely not. Yeah, I don't think, unfortunately, Xilonen is really worth it until C1, and then she's probably worth it. Because the team isn't like totally garbage now. It feels a little worse overall. And at C0, there's that RNG factor. Are you going to get 2 or 3 bullets? I mean, at least compared to C6, R4 Elegy, and Cinder City Ororon. But yeah, it really does feel like you almost need Furina and Benny. I know there are some other teams, but these two really seem to be the core. Like Furina especially, not only because of her buffs, but unlike most other Hydro applicators, she is applying Hydro without Chasca doing normals because she doesn't do them. And I mean Bin Boy, but I imagine most people have him anyway, so whatever. I guess a part of the issue is in multi-team content, these two are going to be taken up by Chasca, and these two are the best in a lot of teams. But yeah, I don't think there's too much else I want to talk about regarding Chasca. I didn't do a ton of gameplay because yeah, she does kind of just feel like the raising mode Chasca, just a little stronger. But if I may be a little forward, I honestly just didn't want Constellations for her. C1 would have been cool purely for the slight exploration bump, because outside of showcases like this, I don't see myself really maining her, which is mostly down to the fact we have so many characters now and like half of them are already DPSs. And there are other DPSs I just like to play with more, like Kanich, even though that's, I guess, an unpopular opinion, or maybe coming from mobile players because he can be quite clunky to play on a phone. In summary, fly cool,